Welcome on our special segment, Getting to Know Your CEO.
Good morning, everyone. It's Andrew with the Market Mindset. Real pleasure today. We're going to do Know Your CEO. And this is a new kind of venture that speaking with Roger Chaudhry here, who's got the Business Financial Network. And we've been talking for a little while now. Really impressed with his work, with his long-term success in the markets, and also his devout followers. I mean, he's got great connection and engagement with his followers and subscribers. So I really wanted to lead off with a story that has been developing. It's hitting every check mark. When you're talking mining, everyone wants to look at gold because they want to find the treasure. And this is a greenfields project, and that is rare to find nowadays. It hits so many of these like kind of high expectation fantasy, check marks, and it's coming true and it's looking great. We're going to get more into it, but let's talk about Goliath Resources. Welcome everyone. Hi, Roger and Roger.
Hey,
morning, Andrew.
Morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Roger. Glad to be here.
Good morning. Yeah, so same here, same here. Welcome to our very special segment of Getting to Know Your CEO, where it's, again, my great pleasure to introduce not only the founder and CEO of Goliath Resources, Roger Rosmos, but also Andrew from Market Mindset, where we believe this Fab Collab will be the first of many, where we continue assisting both of our audiences in the discovery of unexplored brand new asset classes and emerging issuers in the world's market. You got a very interesting deal here where you have a greenfield, and more importantly, Roger, we believe here at BFN that companies don't succeed, people do. So what's your background?
Serial entrepreneur, actually. I've been doing all sorts of things. Actually dropped out of high school, went back and got my MBA, executive MBA at Western. I guess graduated in the year 2000. And so it's just really a school of hard knocks for myself. I've tried multiple things. For the most part, my background would be on the finance side of things, doing mergers, acquisitions, selling family-owned enterprises to private equity and strategic purchasers in the same industry. And then I just rolled into actually creating an exempt market dealer, where I was actually financing companies, primarily public companies, and obviously being based in Canada at the time, was primarily mining companies. And so this one chap that I funded along the way, he was showing me these assets in British Columbia in the Golden Triangle. I thought, hey, I was like, whoa, this has a potential to be maybe the next sort of SK Creek discovery. And so I created Goliath, in 2017. Raised $2.2 million privately, and then took the company public in October of 2017. So the symbol is GOT, or some call it Game of Thrones. GOT.
I love it. I was going to say the same.
Yeah. Or we got the gold, whatever. We have to obviously prove that out, but how much we have there. But it's been an exciting ride, and I guess really the significance of the project would be, I think, demonstrated by the fact that I went out to raise $11 million about a month ago, and that was able to raise $14.6 million. So we have a fully funded.
Whoa! Wow.
It's pretty crazy, actually.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At the 1-to-1 in Vegas at the first in-person conference, and some of the guys that I was talking to on the phones, who I've never met before, just obviously on the phone and the Zoom, they're all like blown away, going like, "Wow!" When you told me you're going to raise 11 million. And then you end up doing 14.6. They're totally obviously excited for the company, and obviously they're shareholders, and we're going to be able to drill up to 24,000 meters, weather permitting.
Wow.
And so we're looking to get that kicked off pretty soon here. Actually, probably next month we'll be mobilized.
Awesome, man. That's really good.
Yeah, this is an impressive story, because back when you had your release, basically January 1st, say the first week of January, where you'd hit on all holes, I was expecting the stock to skyrocket then. I was like, okay, here we go. And then of course, everyone looks back at January and goes, oh God, January was not pleasant. It was not fun. And but year to date, I mean, the stock is up 50%, which is
that's great.
Awesome. And
that's awesome.
and not that, necessarily every time does the stock, reflect anything, but people are starting to come around. And I think you, doing the amount of meetings you're doing, I met with some of the team at Metals Investment Forum as well. Everyone's out hustling and talking to people, because it is one of these stories where they look and go, okay, wait a second, either A, I'm not putting it together, or this is almost too good to be true. Like, this is pretty awesome. But having Dr. Quinton Henning on your team adds another kind of oomph, because he's out cheerleading this pretty well. But also this press release that you just put out last week or whatever, where 2 other PGOs from the Colorado School are commenting on this, the extent of what could be going on here. And I think people are starting to warm up to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that, Quinton Henning definitely has 100x exponentially obviously the magnitude of the story, getting us in contact with the right people for metallurgy, as an example. And then, we're getting, just around 38% free gold just from gravity. So, if this ever was to become a mine, they could possibly pour doré bores on site. And then the balance of the gold is recovered through a lead concentrate. So for a total about 98.2%. We think we can get actually more. So we're going to continue to tweak on that. So the plan is really to take some of the drilling material from this year's program, send it back to the group that's doing this work for us, and see if they can, tweak this for us and possibly get even a higher recovery rate. So just from a percentage from the free gold on a polymetallic type system, you'd be happy to get like a 15% free gold just from the gravity, but 38% is actually out of this. It's quite significant. It's quite material. And also with that metallurgy, there's, minimal deleterious materials. I know there's some pretty big deposits out there, 3 million plus, that have issues with mercury and arsenic and so on and so forth. And at this point, it appears that we don't have that issue. Certainly from all the material that we've taken, when we first discovered this back in 2019, and then of the channel cuts and then the drilling last year, which Andrew mentioned, the 24 holes, all 24 holes hit, which is unheard of in a maiden drill program. And more importantly, we hit down dip 1.1 kilometer. So essentially what we have is, why we have been so confident is the fact you can actually see the structure at surface for a kilometer. You could actually touch it if you could walk up the mountainside, it peaks, and then it goes back down the north slope, same for about another kilometer and change as well. So, it's a very structurally controlled, robust system. And, everything that we've touched up there has, really decent grades of gold and silver. And as well, some of the structures we're seeing off to the west are near vertical, but they're, same type of geology, same structure, same texture, same everything. And then now with this study from the Colorado School of Mines, they confirm that it is a very deep-rooted, structurally controlled system that came, 5 to 6 kilometers below the paleo surface. So, we don't know how far this goes, but right now the footprint is that we know of, or that we can kind of put our thumb on, is think of the volume of a triangle across the north side to the south. The base is about 2,400 meters, and then to the peak of the mountain is about 1,300 meters. So that's pretty significant, and that's what we will be testing this year. So if everything hits again, we may be in a position to possibly put out a maiden resource from this drilling. So think about that for a second. Only 30,000 meters of drilling, and possibly coming out with a substantial maiden resource after.
That's that's huge, man. That's a huge differentiator compared to a lot of the peers in the space. So that in itself, you just answered my next question.
So the ROI on the drilling, it's all near surface. It's not like we're drilling 1,000-meter holes. It's pretty all. Our holes are going to be 300 to 400 meters. Again, we have this beautiful plain structure. We can see it on the north side, south side. So, probabilities suggest that it actually is one consistent sheet all the way through. And obviously we'll have to prove that up with drilling and which we're going to do this year. So, and then again, we're stepping way the heck out, like about another 1.5 kilometers really test that deep, the down dip situation. So we could, add, many more hundreds of meters down dip to this thing by the end of this year. So, and we do have holes planned for that. So, yeah. So the differentiator, show me another company that drilled. Well, number one, 24 holes, never been drilled before, brand new discovery, everything hits. And then, assuming everything hits this year on our 24,000 meters, about 85 holes in total. Assuming that all hits, I mean, that's it's amazing. We were trading at a, $100 million market cap. And, if people want to do the math at home, they can, just to see what the potential volume is and can kind of think, figure out for themselves as to what they think might be there. So, some of the comps that I'm looking at in the area are much, much higher from where we're currently at the moment at $100 million market cap. And, there's possibly, a multiple sort of additional value that is going to be created coming out of this drill season.
Yeah, this drill season I'm definitely excited about because it's going to possibly extend what you already have, but also fill in some of the blanks and a lot more data. And this one here is going to be truly exciting. And I do appreciate the fact that people are starting to realize what's there. And it's going to be fun. That's for sure.
Definitely. And obviously the more, investor awareness that we are able to create to help Goliath receive the exposure and visibility to potential shareholders, existing shareholders, and people that want to put the company on their watch list. Obviously, the markets are volatile. We here at BFN are very bullish on the commodity sector, especially when you're looking at material developments with companies like Goliath Resources. What do we have going on in terms of the technical aspect of looking at the security itself?
Well, yeah, it's a pretty tightly held. I mean, we've got just about 69 million shares issued outstanding. Fully diluted, it's 114 million shares. However, if that was the situation, that would bring in about another $27 million of fresh cash into the treasury, which ultimately could actually, pay for a 2023, drill program and move the asset to, the next level, either PEA type situation or, or maybe we just continue to drill and just make this thing as big as possible, take it as far as possible as we can. And then if it gets to a size that we think would attract the seniors, tier ones to come in and possibly, take a serious look at us, then, at that point we may, put a resource together at that point. One thing we don't want to do is cap it, say, oh, we only have X. We just want to kind of drill. I mean, if you look at Great Bear, they just kept on drilling, no resource or issued outstanding. And, they got taken up for what, $1.2 billion.
Yeah, that's correct.
So we're trading what, $100 million market cap?
Yep.
Hey, if we can show, same consistency and in the structure and the fact that demonstrate that it does, continue for many, many more kilometers down dip, then hey, we could maybe have a Great Bear type of situation where we don't even need to go into a resource calc.
And what's great is knowing you and knowing the story for so many years is that even the way the camp is, you do it to a standard that a major would want to see, like with the expectation that if we find something, we've hit the check marks for them. And like also with the metallurgy, I mean, a lot of companies will wait till they have, a 40, 43 or 101. They'll wait till then, or they'll wait to have a resource to go, now let's check the metallurgy. You guys have already done it to go, we're anticipating good news. We know that you could, we're getting great metallurgy right now. That is another big sign to let people know that this isn't just, we were getting some good grade, maybe we'll sell the company. This is no, this could be the thing, could be the real thing. And that doing it early, I think, sends a big positive sign to people.
Yeah, I mean, we're planning for success, right? So we're ticking all the boxes, and just so if there are any potential naysayers out there, that we've done our homework already. Just going back to the share structure, obviously Crescat is one of our largest shareholders on a partially diluted basis. They're about 19.9%, and then another key Canadian resource funder, Eric Sprott.
Wow.
He's got about just under 11% on a partially diluted basis as well.
Great.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, and we've got quite a few other funds that are sub 10%, and obviously don't want to be disclosed and so on. But we've got
Agreed.
a very good shareholder base in Canada, US, Europe, a big following there as well.
Beautiful, gorgeous, man. Well, you know what? I had a great time here today, guys. Thank you, Andrew and Roger, for taking the time to share with our investment audience Goliath Resources' current status. And we look forward to not only doing this Fab collab again, but seeing more future updates with Goliath Resources.
Well, I want to thank you, Roger, for both Rogers for taking the time to chat with us. And it's been a real pleasure getting to know you, Roger, over at the Business Financial Network, and to show what can come about and to be a part of this story early is the exciting part of the job that I do. And certainly Goliath Resources is charging forward, hitting all sorts of milestones. And this is going to be one heck of a summer with a big drill program, proving out what they've got. Hopefully, I'll say we can't promise anything, but it's looking good. And they've got the team, they've got the supporters, they've got the funds. It's looking very strong. So this is a good one for your people to take a quick peek at.
Definitely put it on your watch list.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And like I say, we can have a follow-up at some point where we've got more data, maybe once we've got a couple of couple holes drilled, and we can talk about that for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Roger. Have a great day.
Awesome.
Thank you as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.